Hello everyone, how are you all? Welcome back to UPSC Warriors channel by Unacademy. So now we are going to discuss MCQs from your 15th December Hindu newspaper. So we have a very interesting topics here that includes gene therapy, that includes outbreak of H5N1 in humans, which is being considered as the next pandemic. Possible expectations are there for us to consider. So let's try to understand why it is so. And there is one more component called as disease X. So these are the topics for discussion today. So let's begin with the first question now. Roctavin, as seen in news sometimes, refer to which of the following? So you will be getting questions framed on these lines like as seen in news sometimes refers to. So what you have to do is whenever you get any article from science and technology, it can be anything where a new treatment methods could have been invented, or drug can be approved for usage, or whatever that is actually written over there. You should always try to pick out points from your exam perspective. You don't have to read everything. Okay, so here I have made that job easy for you. So at the end of this discussion, you will be able to understand what are the things that you have to pick out from each and every article, especially when it comes to your science and technology. So Roctavin, as seen in news sometimes, refers to which of the following? Gene therapy for treatment of hemophilia A. Okay, antiviral drug against deadly viral infection, Bovine H5N1. See, this was also in the news. So whenever you get options, pay attention to all the options. So since you have seen these terms in news, don't pick out anything, think and then write, right? Then a hormone that plays a role in many aspects of human behavior and reproduction, and then antiviral medicine to treat COVID-19. So what is the correct answer here? I hope everyone would know this. The correct answer is option A, gene therapy for treatment of hemophilia A. So why it is so? This particular gene therapy treatment with Roctavin was able to give good type of results, and we will see what it is now very quickly. Before moving to that, I have an exciting announcement to make. That is, Unacademy is offering you 50% offer on all its UPSC CSE subscriptions. In addition to that, if you are taking 9-month subscription plan, at the end of 9 months, you will have another 9 months extended. Same thing goes with your 12 months and 18 months also. But the offer is going to end tonight. Make use of it immediately, and we will have access to all these batches of all these educators, and we also have the optional courses that are going to get started. In addition to that, we will also have a free UPSC mock interview program. So this is the high time for all of you, those who have qualified, to enroll into this particular program and get benefited, right? Then now let's get back to the question. So we know that what is hemophilia. In the last video we discussed it briefly, that it is a genetic disease which actually reduces or prevents the blood clotting ability of your human body, as a result of which whenever there is a wound or cut, we will have series episodes of excessive bleeding, right? Now, what is the main cause of this hemophilia? It is because of genetic mutation. So what gene is getting mutated? Gene which is responsible for producing blood clotting factors. We saw factor 8, factor 9, etc., leading to hemophilia A, B, etc. in the previous video, right? So if that particular gene is getting mutated, then the gene will not function. What is the function of the gene? To produce blood clotting factors. If the blood clotting factors are not getting produced, then it is difficult for the body to have that blood clotting function, resulting in what? Severe bleeding episodes. So how this hemophilia is getting treated? So now it is getting treated with the help of replacement therapy. So under this replacement therapy, what is done? We are injecting the blood clotting factors into the vein. So under which the blood clotting factors will be injected into the veins or through slow drips into the body, so as to have the blood clotting functions. So this blood clotting factors are again manufactured from what? Human blood. So since this involves transmission of clotting factors from human blood, it can also pave way for transmission of diseases also. So this is a main drawback of this particular replacement therapy. So what is actually done to overcome this challenge? In addition to this transmission of diseases, we can also expect our own antibodies to even destroy these clotting factors when injected artificially. Clear? So even before these factors start to work. So all these type of disadvantages has paved way for the gene therapy, and we are going to shortly study how Roctavin is able to overcome these particular issues. But before moving to that, just get to know this particular term, that is desmopressin. So again, it is nothing but a man-made hormone which can again help in generating this blood clotting factors in the human body. Now it's time for us to study how gene therapy works here. So here what we are doing is we are trying to fix the defective gene. So because of the gene getting mutated, it is not able to produce blood clotting factors. So once the gene is getting corrected, then it can be able to produce the clotting factors on its own. So how to do that? How to do that is by sending a copies of corrected gene into the cells of the patient, that is especially in the liver, to increase the blood levels of this particular factor 8 and also reduce the risk of uncontrolled bleeding. So how it is going to done? It is going to be done with the help of this particular Roctavin. So this is the so far only one US FAD approved gene therapy that is available for hemophilia, right? Okay, so this is nothing but it is a viral vector which carries the necessary gene for the clotting factor 8. So what is Roctavin? So it is a viral vector used for correcting the defected gene, so as to fix the defected gene that are there on the X chromosomes. So in the previous video I told you about X chromosomes, allosomes, 23rd pair of chromosomes and its functions, etc. So where this gene is actually present. So if you have not watched the video, please go and watch it. So this is all about how Roctavin works. So what you have to know from this topic: what is hemophilia, what is gene therapy, and how this Roctavin is going to work. Clear? Now let's get to the second question. Consider the following statements with reference to H5N1 virus. Again, this is going to be very important for your next prelims. I will tell you why very shortly. See, it is not capable of human to human transmission. Read the statement twice before thinking of the answer. The first human infecting bovine H5N1 case involving close contact with infected dairy herds was reported in Texas in the year 2024. So what is the correct answer here? The correct answer is both 1 and 2. Okay, yeah, it is asking for not correct. In this slide it is correct. Okay, fine. So if it is not correct, then it is neither 1 nor 2, because both the statements are correct. So what is our understanding of this H5N1 virus? So it is the influenza virus which is known to cause serious respiratory problems in the mammals, and this is again spread from birds to mammals, birds to animals, and from animals to humans. This is how this transmission is occurring. But so far there is no human to human transmission ever recorded. Clear? Fine. So then this particular virus in birds is called as the avian influenza virus or the bird flu. So again, as we already discussed, it can spread from birds to poultry, dairy cows, and then to other mammals including humans. So why it is in news recently? It is in news recently because of two reasons. One is that earlier this year, from the cow which is infected, the humans also got this particular disease getting transmitted. So we witnessed the first human infecting bovine H5N1 case involving close contact with the infected dairy cows, where it was reported in Texas. So this marks what? The outbreak of HPAI, that is H5N1 virus in dairy cattle in the US. Now, till now, there is no human to human transmission ever recorded, but this virus is now constantly evolving, and we have different strains of it getting observed, as a result of which it was expected that human to human transmission can happen in a very short span of time, and that is going to have a potential impact. Why? It is, going to increase the rate of spread of this particular disease if that happens, because not all the individuals get the chance to meet the infected mammals or the animals. But if human to human transmission is happening, then this is going to create a wide range of destruction, right? So this is all about the H5N1 that you have to know. And in addition to this, there is something else. As I already told you, it is a news for two reasons. And second reason is that while studying the two different strains of this H5N1 virus, it was found that it now has the ability to affect the brain also, and not just the respiratory tract, right? So in addition to the respiratory tract, it can also affect the various regions of the brain. So this is something which can have a serious impact if the human to human transmission, occurs in a short period of time. But then we already have one more news in place, which is again, asking a question whether we are actually into the next pandemic right now. So what is that? It is all about disease X. We are going to see that shortly. So consider the following statements with respect to disease X as seen in the news sometimes. So it is a viral outbreak identified in Texas recently. Okay, so it is more deadly than the SARS-CoV virus that caused pandemic recently. So what is the correct answer here? Correct answer is option statement 2, that is 2 only. Why? Because this is not the outbreak identified in Texas. It was given to confuse you. We had some other news associated with Texas as well. So this is how the statements will be framed. So you have to be very careful when you read different things from the newspapers, right? So let's try to understand what is this disease X. This disease X is a hypothetical disease. This term was coined by WTO in the year 2018 for any disease that is going to be the next pandemic, right? So we do not know whether it is caused by or going to be caused by virus, or it is going to be caused by bacterium or fungus, etc. But if at all there is a disease about which we do not know, and if the outbreak is actually started and getting so much of wide spread in very short period of time and killing people, then we will confirm that this is going to be disease X, and we have to take extra precautions beforehand. So this is the whole idea of having or terming a particular disease as disease X by WTO. So here in Congo recently there was an outbreak reported, okay, so in the first week of December 2024, which claimed the lives of 400 people, and the reason which behind this particular outbreak is not known, and the type of virus is also not known. So this can be the case for us to say that it is the first instance of disease X. Clear? And then what you have to know more about that disease X is that it can be a new agent, it can be a virus, bacterium or fungus also. The scientists are of the opinion that it can be 20 times more deadly than this particular SARS-CoV virus which caused the pandemic recently. So I hope this question is again very important for your UPSC CSE 2025, because the term is very catchy, that is disease X. So we can have so many confusing options also. There are so many scope for framing the options or the statements as well. So without skipping this particular topic, pay attention to these type of terms in the newspaper. So if you take this disease X also, there will be so many other things given in the newspaper, just ignore them. And if you take about H5N1 bovine conditions also, there are so many other things discussed in the newspaper, just reject all those things and pick out only the informations that are needed for your UPSC examination. So this will reduce half of your work and again will give you a motivation to continue reading the newspaper. So if you don't understand anything, we will not have the tendency to read, right? So this is why most of the students find it very difficult. In fact, I found it very difficult to keep reading newspapers every day during my preparation, because most of the time I don't understand these technical terms. Then I decided to give more importance to only the demands of the examination and read selectively. That will make our job easier. So that's it for today from my side. Stay tuned with us. We'll see you in the next video. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.